Ladies and gents, the hair is crazy. The flare is breezy. And we are here looking at a major reversal for a lot of the cryptos that you cared about, as well as much of the market. Let me just squeeze this on in here to let you look at Ethereum up 12%, Doge up 17%, Bitcoin up 4.5%. And this was just in the last few minutes because we saw that Bitcoin, they just climbed back up over 40,000 again. But the main point here is we're looking at AMC doing one power hour push to 1220 all the way up back to its VWAP at 1249. Now that feels like a good day if you ever heard it. My name is Andrew. Meatball's getting walked by Hector, the roommate, the best friend right now, but he'll be back in just a second. Where we'll keep doing our bark for buy wherever Meatball barks. We're gonna be spending another 10 shares on AMC. We'll do back and forth. We'll do 10 shares of AMC, 1 share of GameStop. All right. So once again, let's see who's in the house. John De Silva, Rec the Night Crimmer, and Turtle? Cool. Thaddeus Ghostal, Doug, Yankees fan, AJM, Steven, and EC, Chris F, B Million. What's going on, guys? Let me see if I can actually get my hair under control. It's just really, the volume at which the hair is at is really where we would need to see that volume here for GME and AMC. GME, not even 2.5 million. I think this is the lowest volume has been for months, if not all of 2021. I haven't seen a day with less than 2.5 million quite yet, except for that one day where we had very close to 2.5 million. AMC up at 55 million today. Now, that day on Thursday when Adam Aaron sent out that tweet, we had 50 million the last hour of trading. So today, volume has been bad. Trending has been bad. But overall, this resurgence back to the VWAP in the last few minutes is exactly why we're going to go through until after hours. Hey, it's after hours with Andrew Mo Money. That's the brand. That's what we're going for here. Oh, son, says Liam Kyer. It's my dad. Not actually my dad. We probably have to stop making jokes about moms and dads because people get confused. People do get confused about who my actual mom and actual dad are. Those are just some regular immigrants, naturalized immigrants now, but they're hanging out in Oregon right now. So if you see anybody on stream, it's not my mom or my dad, even if I try to joke about it. Aloha all, says Rick. We are saying hi to Norman. We got James Daniels and Jezebel says we need volume big time. Thaddeus Ghosto says, wow, that volume. I had no idea. Well, now you're learning. You're learning the ideas. One quick rejection at 1257 and back down we go. It's the highest we've been for power hour, about 1254. Not the highest on the day. So the highest we had, it's 1299 on AMC. GME still trending at 170. Take your time, buddy. AMC, on the other hand, had a chance to be able to push past 1250. That's okay. The bears got us good. The VWAP, the volumetric weighted average price, this bastion of hope, the savior of all that is good and holy, give us a little bit of a bounce here. Thank you. Connie, we got some good news going on, actually. We do. We have some proof that Robinhood is up to some shenanigans here. This is some DD from someone who says Robinhood stole money from them. Less likely than the top comment, which says that this might be evidence for contract for differencing. That was a huge scandal that Robinhood had to go on record and say that they don't do. So right now, I'm going to tell you guys both sides, right? Robinhood said they don't do CFD, which would be a huge blow if they did to your democratic power, your say in whether or not a stock's price goes up or down. If all of the people, is it millions of people that use Robinhood, don't actually have a say in the price action when they buy or sell a stock, right? So all the hodling that's been happening, if it is CFD, Robinhood has a major lawsuit to answer for. But we'll cover all that in just a second. We also have the final nail in the coffin for Citadel, and you're holding the hammer. There's a lot of fun stuff with that, as well as a flurry of rules, guys. Remember, we had the SEC just going nutso because the DTCC and its affiliate arms, are putting out major rules back and forth. So we have to be able to understand all the rules here. Well, this is just a white square for now. I'm going to load it. Chuck Kelly says internet outages could be causing volume issues. Oh, Well, anyway, 1,000 likes and we'll go ahead and slam down a Glenfiddich here. I have my own little coffee that I mixed up with some non-dairy milk. Ooh, that's good. Dude, I should make my own coffee some more often. What's up, Mo De Niro? Says VIP Money. What's going on, VIP Money? Wow. Let's see. What happened with Trey? Yeah, someone tell me. We don't want our boy throwing temper tantrums. I doubt it was a temper tantrum. I bet it was like a manly, like beating of the chest in outrage at whatever happened today. Let us see if we can take a look at Ortex. Because that I'm imagining is the root cause to be angry. This is from yesterday. So yesterday we were at 14.9 in terms of the interest. It was even shorter now. It's even less. 14.68. So the short interest keeps on going down. And now starts to become a little bit more of the game here, like last and then previous. I don't know why it says last and previous. It should be like current and previous. Or maybe this is last. What does last mean? So estimated short percent of float is currently 15.25. Previous was at 18.48. So a percent change of negative 17.48. Oh, for the love of God, someone show me a dog quick. Brendan, I got you covered. Brendan Burns coming in here. Uncle B giving us the good vibes. So, like I said, we're going to do more with the Discord now. So those of you who had... Those of you who have supported the show as a Mo Monkey tier or higher, basically if you remember at all, you will be able to get your dog shown on this stream. So let's see. This is the first time I'm going to be able to do this for a while. I need to be able to look at the Meatball Army channel in Discord. Look at the very first one that's from a member. And Technocat, you win this time around. We have Nini is 5 years old. Good time to be able to talk about Technocat's shout out because he is a gorillionaire. So we're going to go straight into the after hours after this power hour price action here. But I do want to be able to show you guys the shout out from Technocat. Hold on. So this is the gorillionaire. Hold on, what am I gonna do here? Save image. I got it. I'm good. Okay, now it's here. Whoa. That's too much here. And then we're gonna be able to do this. Ah. Didn't think I had technology, huh? Okay. Maybe I don't. Okay, there we go. Phew. So, this is the dog coin, DOGG coin from Technocat. And he wants to say, shout out to the sidewalks for keeping me off the streets. Oh, that was just a joke from him. Or the 484 holders in ticker symbol DOGG, right? This is a altcoin made by one of you, the Meatball Army here. So if you guys wanted to shout out of your own, gorillionaire tiers start getting those. So I'm just trying to interact with you guys on Discord a little bit more often, answer your questions, promote your own technical analysis. And so this is the very first shout out, including Technocat's dog. Technocat's gonna get a dog shout out as well from the channel called the Meatball Army. So his dog is a cat. Okay, we're not here to judge. Dang. Some dogs can be cats. There we go. So that's what it is. There it is. What up, Money Gang? Says Blaine. Yeah, this might as well be Money Gang here. Okay, let's see. Roberto Gama. What's up, folks? Is his dad actually Jake Busey? Ooh. Brendan Burns says, I'd like to see the apes living life too, doing cool stuff. Would you like to see a photo of me as a butterfly? Well, DM. Okay. Brendan's going to DM me a photo of him as a butterfly. Okay, so let's go back to AMC's price action here, coming back and actually wedging downward from a, if you actually zoom in a little bit, this might be misconstrued as bottoming out at the same level of support multiple times, but I wouldn't consider this as a bullish move. Everything else is from a uptrend here. So if this continues to form a pennant, then I would consider this as a bullish pattern. Moving on up to challenge 1257 within the 19 minutes we have left. And then, of course, all of after hours. That's what we're waiting for here. Okay, here it is. Careful what you ask for. I'm only asking for more dogs. Please send me your dogs. Instagram, Andrew Mo Money, or in the Discord channel. Okay, so let's actually take a look at the Stonko tracker here. Oh, no, before Stonko tracker, let's check out Option Sonar. All of these tools are actually linked in the description below, including the app that I use to trade, which is Webull. And this is Option Sonar in the description as well to check out the options chain. Oh, hefty. About $750,000 worth of calls at $800 strike. So once again, we have been saying that every single $800 strike call option has expired worthless since the beginning of time. Now, since the January squeeze has started to ramp up, people wanted to be able to buy in at $800 every so often, basically every day for the last 90 days more. And now someone yesterday put $1 million on 950. So they're just edging at the very end of triple digits for GME. And then that actually gives us a little bit of support onto $1,000 as the tip of that gamma squeeze. Well, for their bravery, guys, throw some rockets in the chat for whoever did this. As long as they were an ape and not some sort of like shady activity. One of these apes decided to put their money far at the end, out the money strikes. So far be it from me to keep telling everyone that you might just be feeding Citadel free money because they could be the ones selling you these contracts. Okay. AMC, unusual option Sonar here. Kevin Patrick, you're right. Hedgies took out a loan. They have to pay it back. This is just the law. And Meatball here is the sheriff. Meatball, you want to come up? Careful, bud. Ooh. Okay. It's getting tough. Stay strong together, says Mr. Rodriguez. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Don says lots of infighting on other channels. We don't do that thing here. And I'm happy to be able to hang out here again. I agree. There's no reason to fight. I just unplug, watch the price action safely from a bathtub, and come back in for after hours where it's time to come chill. Come to relax and hype yourself up with a little bit of coffee and a little bit of Glen if it comes down to it. Oh, this coffee's good. Give Meatball a treat for 200 likes. Here you go, bud. So crypto bounced, and AMC taking on a 1256 here. I'm wondering if TechnoCat is in the chat. If you are, let us know. Otherwise, let me see. Where is DTC 005? The update. And I want to see this flurry of rules, DD. Oh, here it is. Flurry of rules before the storm. DTC, ICC, OCC are prepared. GME may be hitting T plus 35, T plus 21 crossover next week. pulling the house of cards down. And this is talking about FTD expiration dates. So this is actually a crossing of cycles, kind of like when there's like a super swarm of cicadas, which the Midwest, if you guys live near cicadas, let us know in the chat right now. Throw some cicadas in the chat, guys. But if you guys live next to cicadas, you know that sometimes those like 7-year cycles or 100-year cycles or 50-year cycles start to cross over. And then you have a super swarm. Meatball knows how to gamma ramp, says Liam. Meatball, you got a gamma ramp ready? In your back pocket? Let me know. Think. Oh, MNMD has a nice power hour. Let's see. We've been looking at MindMed for a while. You know, AMC's about to break even, which is fantastic for the day. Even yesterday wasn't that much of a dip. So MindMed here, taking a crapper at 386. Sorry, YouTube. I feel like if Lin-Manuel Miranda can say, you know, poop the bed on Disney Plus, I can say some like potty humor. Okay, so that retracement hasn't been touched again since the beginning of the day. We had this major rip in the beginning of the day that basically took us here and back again, all the way to the 50% retracement at 1280, and then back down to 1257. So these price action might seem like either random or like there isn't a clear war going on, but this is a true battle, right? Multiple attempts to try to break 1280 at this 50% retracement. People have the same Fibonacci retracements created like me. So you were looking at the charts that thousands of analysts and hedge funds and, you know, do-gooders and evil-doers have on their screens here. That's the difference between your Webull and my Webull. If you wanted to set up your Webull like my Webull, though, there is a guide on the channel. Okay, wait. Let me take a look. And then this picture better be super wholesome. Where did you send it to? Meatball Army? I'm not sure where you sent it to. Jeremy says, I'm in the Midwest. Aw, Daddy's Ghost says, FYI, my 3-year-old daughter said the rocket is launching on Tuesday, Daddy, which lines up with the crossover of T plus 21 and T plus 35 cycles were observed. If my T's could get more jade, they would be. They would be. Glad your kid was very well in tune with the exact amount of time that the hedgies have left to live. Corey's like, why am I getting tagged? Because your name is Corey, and that's just a cool name, says Jeremy Garcia. You guys are nice. You guys are nice. Smooth, gaudy beats. That's cool. Is anything supposed to happen next week? Well, that's the exact DD that we're about to read, right? As Thaddeus Ghost Tool's kid said, we have T plus 35 and T plus 21 crossover next week, and that is intersecting right in the beginning of the week. Start the countdown, ladies and gents. Hold on a sec. I should change the title. DC crypto Covered. Will AMC and GME next. Tap through. Western Maryland here, says Krimmer. Born in El Salvador, live in the Midwest. I like Jeremy's interpretation on how to say the word Midwest. Midwest. Flew to New Zealand for holiday to see the lovely Lady Ape. Ooh, ah, ah. Aw, New Zealand, I gotta go. That's the best part about being in Oz. You're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from New Zealand. I want to see the Lord of the Rings and the different like Hobbit homes and stuff like that. Okay, AMC taking a little trip up to 1280. There aren't any natural speed limits on the way up to 1280, so it has 15 cents of price action to go until it actually has a natural stop. Anything else is manipulation, or bears really really psyching out the bulls here. GameStop, while we were chatting up, AMC has now reclaimed its own volumetric weighted average price. This is basically a story about yesterday, because as much as the crazy price action we saw yesterday, both of these stocks reclaimed their VWAPs basically at the very last 10 minutes. Brendan, thank you for the clarification. Rocket right now and Mavis. Hold on. Let me just pull up 4 charts. 4. RKT. Okay. Provision is up 2.5%. Is this a rip for ants? AMC green on the day. This could be the start of another 8-day green cycle. Remember, AMC had 8 days in a row completely green. Okay. The live, a house of the flurry of rules before the storm. Which DTCC rule? Please. Okay, that's a good title right there. Sweet. Okay, let's see. Vic Purisram. We got hashtag ultra safe. I'll take a look. What do you think about 800 call options expiring on July 16? I've always said that like far out of the money option. Like I just talked about options. Any options that are that far out of the money, essentially you're just giving money to the hedge funds until we have a more established middling, right? It's kind of like it's kind of like having a huge upper class without like a substantial like middle class, right? Look at the options chain one more time, right? People are betting on $40 before eating their vegetables and putting more on the way up to $40. This is a risky enough bet for the person buying the contract that a hedge fund could stay delta neutral and never buy a share because $40 is just so far away. Naked options is a different beast entirely, and we have talked about it in a couple of videos before. All right, 6 minutes. Everything is green today, including the always red ARK. I'm glad ARK is not red today. All's well that ends well. AMC returns to its simple moving average, now coalescing with the 1257 level of support, which means that AMC now is feeling very frisky and ready to play. Very frisky and ready to play. Aw, Don is from Cincinnati, representing. I don't think Americans are allowed in New Zealand or Oz right now. Otherwise, I would definitely be. I'm coming, coming, Uncle B. Are the white ones dark pool? White what? No, the dark pool, we did a whole video about, like, you can discover your own dark pool, ATS and non-ATS OTC activity that the last uploaded video talks about in extensive detail. Okay, let me check if there is anything else that's come up recently. Harry says, I just got a notification. Well, it's a little late, but that's okay. YouTube, cheese. Jezebel says, slept that like it's a juicy booty. I think I can say that. Don't think I should have said that. Okay, let's go back to Ortex. Some of you are asking for more in-depth. Once again, we do have all the short information here, but we can actually go back out one level and look at even more detailed info. And we will go back and take a look here after this loads and also after the markets close. CME could stay above 170 level of resistance. That would be great. Ooh. Live action choose your own adventure game? Wait, what? That's awesome. Okay, I will. Thank you, Brendan. That's like, I love choose your own adventure games as a kid. Grew up with them. Let's see. Harry says like button slapped. How do you get ability to trade after hours, says UK77669. What you do is you go to the description down below, and then you press the button that says Webull free stocks, and then you get your 2 free stocks, and you get access to Webull, which allows you to trade after hours. I did a couple of times yesterday because of every time Meatball barks, I have to buy either 1 share of GME or 10 shares of AMC, and it was easy. So you can, if you don't know how to trade after hours, I'll let you know as soon as Meatball barks. Gen X noob is calling me a potty mouth now. Oh man, I participated in my own live stream today with like a Q&A. It was like, without giving you too much context, it was like me realizing what it's like on the other end of like asking questions, and there's people live looking at me and like ignoring my question, and I'm like, I promise you guys, I'm not ignoring your questions, but I totally felt like the interviewers are ignoring my questions. I'm like, this is a Q&A. I'm asking questions here. Answer my question. Have y'all ever seen the Choose Your Own Adventure movies in theater? You know, that's I remember that as a kid, that like everybody in like a planetarium. Hold on, is the day almost over? Hold on, 1 minute left. Got the bell ready. Here it is, almost there. So we are actually returning to our level of support here at 1258. That's very close to 1280. We likely will be able to take. Aha! Last minute shenanigans. GME is shenaniganing on the opposite direction, coming back to its level of support instead. Kind of like everything. Life finds a way. It's after hours, guys. So, it's after hours. Welcome to the after hours game. William says we started Skyrim. Ooh, I gotta play Skyrim all the way through. I don't think I've ever gotten to the end. Like I slayed all the dragons or whatever. Danger, danger, Andrew More Money says Resort Dog. What is the danger? Tell me. Uh-oh. He says the link expires. Tell me more. Okay. Well, there's been no volume today, which is I guess a good thing because now I'm here, guys. After hours time. Hand on the hips. It's time to go legit. Okay, so on AMC, we had 60 million in volume all day, by the way. So we had 300 million the Thursday before. So a week ago, is today Thursday? Oh, well, a week ago we had 300 million. So that's 5 times more than today. We had a high of 12.99. Really, someone doesn't want us to get to 13, and a low of 12.03. We're right in the middle at 12.54. Down another red day, but so close, right? This is just getting ready for AMC's comeback. On the other hand, GME had just underneath 2.5 million in terms of volume, and a high of 174.91 and a low of 166.94, also right in the middle in terms of its final closing price. So GME and AMC looking like two sides of a coin, right? Slightly up on the day, slightly down on the day. Overall, it doesn't really matter because what we're actually trying to look at is the regulations in place, because there's two ways. Let me explain to you. There's two ways to squeeze. There's two ways. That's the better title. There's two ways to squeeze AMC and GME. We're going with two. So there's two ways to squeeze AMC and GME. One is to, here, you guys get the actual juice after I just described. Maybe I'll draw it here so that you guys can see it all the time. There's one, I'm gonna use yellow. The first way is to increase the price, which is why we see a lot of panicking and a lot of cost to borrow increasing when the price of the stock goes up. So I'm gonna say is ticker symbol AMC or ticker symbol GME goes really high. That's one. Number two is that we make it harder for the hedge funds to have enough money. So we margin call the amount, the requirements of margin call increase. So let me see, requirements. How do I do this? Rex for MC goes up. I think there's a better way to visually explain this, but for now, that's what we're gonna do. So so we're going the second way right now, which is we tried this way. We'll do it my way. We'll just squeeze out the hedge funds in terms of what they need to put up in terms of liquidity, or what they need to be able to avoid an actual margin call. Okay, and that's what we're gonna read in this article real quick. Luke Thibodeau. I've had stocks expire too. It really sucks. Oh man, barcoding again. Matt Kors just said what? What? I really don't know. I don't know what he said. I kind of did wonder why people were more hesitant after the red flood yesterday. DTC has planned. DTC to squeeze the AMC New rules. So, preface, I'm not a financial advisor. How's my favorite subreddit doing? I'm hype. Are you hype? Too long didn't read. The market is an over-leveraged bomb. The banks have been fighting a liquidity crisis since the end of March due to government emergency liquidity programs ending. The entire market is hanging by a thread, and the DTC, ICC, and OCC are prepared for the fallout. The moment the GME surges again, they can cascade defaults to members in the all clearing corps and end it in all one fell swoop. So that's the two ways to be able to squeeze. After hours equals happy hour with Andrew and Meatball. That's right. And speaking of happy hour, I'm going to pop up with this Glenn at 1,000 likes. So the math kind of doesn't check out. Excuse you. That's my stapler. Yeah, that's my stapler. Please use a whiteboard. Oh man, I wish. Where is Professor? Where is Mr. Whiteboard? This was my. These are my plans for my family vacation. So that's stay down here. Why does Jamie's charts look so weird in After Hours? Whoops. You mean the 5 minutes that we've had so far? Low volume first and foremost, right? There's a lot fewer people trading during After Hours. Second of all, I would just say that there are three main indicators pushing against GME's price action at 170, right? With the VWAP is trading right there, the 200-day EMA is there as well, and the 15-day moving average. So basically, since there's no volume, every single indicator has a chance to swoop in at the exact same level. And then if GME's price action is below it, it's going to stay below it for a while because none of the bulls can justify the price action above it if all the bears are looking at these indicators trending above. That's a good question. Ooh, let's see. Turtle says, did Andrew just come on? No, I've been here for a while. What can you do? YouTube decides one day to be good, and the other day it doesn't. Andrew, what are you drinking again? Is it alcoholic? No, this is just a coffee. It's getting a little sweet on the bottom, so I'm going to add more. Costco Code Brew, Kirkland coffee in a can, which is something that U.S. markets should have more of, in my opinion. Vlad Hernandez says, I want mother of all short squeezes, and I want it now. Vlad, we got you. We're going to talk about exactly what the DTC, ICC, and OCC are planning. Okay. All right, let's actually just do this. Oh, Robert Strain, hello. It's only some of us. So now let's take a look at my face. Ladies and gents, Professor Meatball had just woke up to tell you should be very afraid for the hedge funds. The hedge funds are coming to you hot and heavy with their manipulative tactics this week because they are afraid and they know that we know. We know that there's two ways to skin a cat, two ways to cause that squeeze to start, right? Either the gamma squeeze, the mix squeeze, or the mother of all short squeezes. Either way, what you need to do is follow this video to the end to understand exactly what user Cryand is going to talk about in terms of T+35 and T+21 crossing over and the regulations in place, and be able to understand why this video needs to hit 1,200 likes for the message to go out to as many apes as possible, because YouTube sees you like it and then they want to push it out to as many other Moon Platoon members as well. So thank you guys. Comment out which like you are and let's get going. There are two ways to skin a cat. One, cause the price of AMC or GME to skyrocket. Let me use a different color so you guys can see how much I mean it. Last week, AMC and GME were doing just that. On Thursday, AMC got the go-ahead from Adam Aron that the at-the-market offering was complete, and they had $500 million ready at the ready to make their business better. So once that band-aid was ripped off, the price action soared 35% that day and hovered at the end of the day around like 15 to 20 some percent. Now that said, that was on the way for AMC to have an 8-day track of increasing prices and month over month as well. But now, after the crypto market crashed from Chinese messages that they will not allow crypto, the rest of the market followed suit. And now that the crypto market has bounced, we don't see AMC and GME quite yet making up the gap in money in the actual price action. So we're gonna have to go with plan B. We'll do it ourselves. Let me do it with blue this time. Have the requirements for the margin call increase in terms of how easy it is to margin call a member of the DTC. The DTCC is that big cartel of money that is just throwing money at each other, basically having a big money pit fight, and now is looking very scared for the risky bets that AMC and GME short sellers are currently in. So they want to make those requirements a little bit easier to satisfy to get margin called, increasing liquidity requirements, making it clear that riskier investments are going to require more money upfront, money that perhaps they don't have. So now that you understand there's two ways to skin a cat, two ways to cause the mother of all short squeezes, let's get started with this article here. And of course, this is going to be in the link in the description below, so make sure you understand. Krian wrote this article, give them a thumbs up and show them your support. On didn't read, the market is an over-leveraged bomb. The banks have been fighting a liquidity crisis since the end of March due to the government emergency liquidity programs ending. The entire market is hanging on by a thread, and the DTC, ICC, and OCC are preparing for the fallout. This is important for both AMC and GME. Right, the moment that the price surges again, they can cascade defaults to members in all clearing corps and end it in one fell swoop. Snapping. It's coming very soon. So let's just understand exactly what the DTC, ICC, and OCC have in common and what they don't. They're all arms of the DTCC, and DTC stands for works for the stock market, right? ICC is for default swaps, and the OCC are for options. Just different ways to interact with the stock market. So they all operate independently, but they all report up to that one guy that we saw, the guy that was quietly muttering to himself in that congressional hearing, the president of the DTCC. And if you guys want to see that live coverage, go ahead and just search congressional hearing for GME number 3, Andrew Mo, and you'll find that video. Almost everyone is ready for member defaults. You've probably heard the term defaulting member being thrown around today. Basically, it's how to kill a hedge fund. Basically, how to kill one of the members of the DTCC, the money party that has now thrown up on too many couches, that has worn too many lamps as headdresses, and now that risky uncle needs to get out of the party. You might think that all of these rules being passed have nothing to do with GME or AMC, but it deals with the market itself blowing up, which in turn affects the stock. So all three of them passing similar rules is spooky and not a good sign for the market. Let's repeat that. It's spooky, it's unprecedented, and unprecedented things usually follow unprecedented consequences. Prepare for the market nuke. The DTC, ICC, and OCC have passed rules and plans to deal with defaulting members. Basically, how the risky uncle's gambling debt is going to affect the rest of the family. The goody two-shoes mom and dad and little Sally and little Billy all have to deal with this crippling debt that Citadel and Melvin are slowly building for the entire money cartel known as the DTCC. So let's do a quick summary of what has already been passed. DTC 004 is the wind down and auction plan, basically how to take apart a defaulting member. It's already in effect. ICC 005 is a wind down and auction plan, but for the ICC, it's already in effect. OCC 004 auction plan allows third parties to join in. It's essentially BlackRock. It's in effect. And then 003. That's the shielding plan. So it protects the OCC from paying up too badly by having extra liquidity, not in effect, but the OCC departments of $600 million that was due the morning of May 19th could have supplemented for this. If not, can go into effect any day between now and May 31st. Any time between now and less than 2 weeks from now. So pay attention, because this channel will help you be able to understand when those rules are starting to come into effect and the countdown clock for the destruction of these hedgies. So if you don't, I know a lot of you have already subscribed, but if you haven't clicked that bell button yet, you just don't know what we have in store. 90,000 subscribers, and we're giving away some free swag, including some miniature rockets and the hoodies or shirts or whatever you want to see from the andrewmomoney.com merch store. So as of right now, the OCC approved their auction plan, which could go into effect tomorrow morning. Every single one of them now has some form of rule which allows the defaulting members' assets to be auctioned off. So they're basically collecting different pieces of Exodia, one piece at a time for each part of the market. Key takeaway is that all three of them, the DTCC, ICC, and OCC, are ready to pull the plug. The moment a member defaults on any of the three of them, it will cascade to the other clearing corp and cause them to default over there as well. So they needed to set up these guardians. If you guys play Breath of the Wild, you know that you need to be able to get up certain like tasks before you actually face Calamity Ganon. Do we need the other rules? You're probably thinking about DTC 005, NSCC 002, 801, and others. And no, from their understanding, GME or AMC does not need these rules to squeeze. Remember, these regulations affect the entire market, not just the AMC or just the GME. There's what 005 and 801 would do. Just a very brief overview because we don't want to spend too much time. We already said that we don't need them. But DTC 005 would avoid another stock from becoming overshorted again. This is making AMC and GME into an opportunity that's once in a lifetime. But it's not necessary for this to turn into a mother of all short squeezes. NSCC 002 and 801 will speed up margin calls for extreme volatile movements like we saw in January and March squeezes. So that is going to be something that is pay up within 1 hour or you're toast kind of mentality, but it is still not something that is entirely necessary. And then finally, a wild rule called ICC 008, which is in effect that performs hypothetical margin calculations based on market movements. So the more the market strains itself and becomes volatile, like the action we saw last Thursday, the crazier the requirements are. Remember number 2, requirements for the margin squeeze. But the more the market is like today, where we saw AMC only get 60 million volume, which is how much volume it had during the 1 hour period last Thursday, and GME very similar, only having 2.5 million. Yeah, that's this is the changes in the market that the DTCC wants to be able to have dynamically affect the underlying risk involved. Okay, Hoopy is close to hitting the fan. Imagine how bad leverage must have been abused by the large firms, which are still standing today. So we talked about Archegos, we talked about that as the very first provable margin call that we had seen in this year's saga. If you guys haven't seen that, just search Archegos Andrew Mo. You'll find the first thing that comes up. Zero Hedge says the real story today, reverse repo usage just surpassed COVID crash highs. We are effectively out of the repo market collateral. I also like the fact that his profile picture is very financial as well. No shade, but this is good to have as many as many unlikely heroes as possible in this. Okay, so a little bit about reverse repos here and when they started showing up. January 29th, right, the January squeeze, and March 11th, the March gamma squeeze here. Fed says extending 4 emergency liquidity programs to March 31st, 2021. So here is the steps that we are taking. If you haven't understood about reverse repos at all, let's go one at a time. Bank 1 enters a reverse repo agreement with Bank B. Bank A sells, I said Bank 1, but Bank A sells assets to Bank B. Bank A agrees to buy back the assets from Bank B at a higher price at the end of the day with 0% interest. This keeps inflating and creating a larger liquidity bomb requiring larger repo amounts each time. Because despite 0% interest, it's a repurchase agreement at a higher price. So we've talked about repurchase agreements as the new catalyst that the mortgage-backed securities were, the subprime mortgage loans back in 2008. It seems like some people are still not really getting the real picture. This is 2008, but more visible, more than just the Michael Burrys of the world can see that we are in some deep, deep trouble. So that is what we are going to be able to put eggs directly on our faces, and especially the eggs on the Congress people that ignore this impending crash here. T plus 35 and T plus 21 crossover event of the meme stocks. Now we finally got to what exactly is that vocabulary, right? We talked about FTD looping. The FTDs are the result of not being able to locate someone for your counterfeit short, and it's just the after effect after being able to get away scot-free with printing your own share, printing your own short and then giving it to someone without actually having to locate someone to give that short to. But they have different expiration cycles. And this current speculation is that we are likely looking at T plus 35 and T plus 21 intersecting soon. Think about cicadas. If you're from the Midwest or from most of the world that has cicadas, you have some years where there's almost no cicadas at all, but some years are super swarms where multiple staggered life cycles start intersecting. So this is coming up next week. Okay, this is some visualization of that, of what I just mentioned. This is the final part. I don't like how he starts call me a tinfoil hat wearer, but it sure as heck feels like DTC, ICC, and OCC planned this all out. The flash crashes, everything in order to get the nuke fallout plans in place. So what I will say is that I might have to call him a tinfoil hat wearer for saying that a government body, or not a quasi-government body because DTCC is a private body, but they don't have the ability to control as nearly as much as we think they do. So we're giving them a little bit too much credit, but there are major stars aligning at the end of the day. So thank you, User Korean, for being able to put this research together. Make sure that you guys click in the description below for their research. Thank you, those of you who are patient with me while I get your name up here. If you have pressed that Patreon link down in the description below, or press that join button next to the subscribe button, you'll find your names up here. One of the final things I will say is that the trading app that I was using is called Webull. You can get your 2 free stocks there by pressing the link in the description below. And if you guys want to take advantage of the rebounding crypto market, $250 of Bitcoin are awaiting you at BlockFi. And finally, if you want to make swing trading easy, my favorite tool for beginners and experts alike is called Cheat Code Algorithm. It fits directly on a free software called TradingView, but of course the cheat code itself is not free, so a fair warning there. For now, but not for forever. Peace. Okay, we're not nearly done because After Hours continues chugging along, but I hope you guys liked that breakdown. I haven't really had like ingest an entire DD in all week almost, basically for a long time, but I think I'm getting better at being able to really give my own opinions on whenever it is that I think is like maybe a little far-fetched. But that DD was full of very important pieces, and we're not even done. We're not even done yet. Where is DTC 005? We even covered why 005 is important for this being a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but not necessary. And then we have fractional shares, and whether or not Robinhood, if you still are in Robinhood, you clearly have a lot of faith for a company that doesn't want to apologize for ruining the squeeze the very first time. Okay. Luke Thibodeau says, at holy crap. What's next, Thirsty? Stay hydrated, my friends. 240. Calling advisor. Thanks. Mo-ass after Mo-ass. And that's the mother of all short squeezes, YouTube. I'm not talking about no butts. I'm not talking about booty. I'm talking about mother of all short squeezes here. Wells Fargo liquidating 2 trusts. I did not see that, but yeah, but I will. I'll find it, and I'll tell you what I think about it. Good. We're getting hype in here. Here's a treat for 500 likes, Meatball. That's for 500. Halfway there to taking our first shot of Glenny. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? Look for that article where Wells Fargo is liquidating. Okay, Wells Fargo liquidating. I'm just gonna search Wells Fargo and see if that comes up with anything. Martin, what's going on? Appreciate that energy in there. I'm in the market for having faith. Oh, Resort Dog. Trey's Meatball sub is in here. You're up, Andrew. Oh, you're like combining. You're crossing over. The crossover is the Meatball sub from Trey's Subway sandwiches. Hold on, guys. Just reading your messages as fast as I can. We had any talk of what stopped our squeeze looking activity in its tracks. I don't think we're that far off. I think we're actually pretty close. Once again, we just read a whole article about the regulations getting put into place like right now, right before FTD cycles are starting to converge. Hold on, what do I have here? Berkshire sells nearly all of its Wells Fargo holding as Warren Buffett abandons a 31-year-old investment. That's not right. Search for posts from the past 4 hours. Holy crap, what's next says, a like a day will keep YouTube at bay. It's surprising, but I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure. You change Robinhood like you change t-shirt, like you change election boards. Not. I'm not sure if I understood that joke. Here it is, 3 hours ago. Wells Fargo to liquidate 2 of its trusts. Not a lot of discussion. That is very interesting. I didn't realize I could just keep it to super stonk. Hold on, some people are talking about getting on margin because of Fidelity. I'm not sure if I have the context for that. Oh, John Santillianis. Do I have any fear that Webull will initiate any restrictions during the mother of all short squeezes? They actually did, but they were later than Robinhood, and they eased up those restrictions earlier. So in my opinion, if you don't want to hold your shares on Webull, that's okay. I think that Webull is an excellent technical trading tool. So if you click into it, hold a couple of your shares, just be able to access the market in case Robinhood restricts the market, but Webull doesn't, right? You don't have to hold any shares on there. I'm holding my shares on there, but you don't have to, right? Listening to me, especially during the mother of all short squeezes, should be taken with a humongous pillar with salt. And I'm not going to broadcast me selling. That's very important. Do not have me sway your decisions during the squeeze. Okay, it looks like Wells Fargo to liquidate Central, Fidelity, Capital One, and Wachovia. There's a place called Wachovia. Capital Trust 2, resulting in cancellation of capital securities and distribution of underlying debentures. I was going to call my young adult novel Debentures, and now too late. Apparently they did something like this before on March 30th, so they might be doing this a lot, actually. Wells Fargo to liquidate Wells Fargo Capital X. Yeah, it doesn't seem like super related. What's up, Grace? Throwing those rockets in the chat right now. Joji Soros wants to see FAMI on that cheat code algorithm. FAMI. FAMI. John Santilianis, thank you. That's a good question. Okay. So FAMI had that serious buy signal earlier. That didn't go very far until a power hour, in which case you got that buy signal again. If you didn't believe it this time, you would have missed 40 cents all the way up to 46. That's not substantial. That's only about 15%, but still, this is now far into the overbought Bollinger. And on the 5-minute chart, at the very least, it's looking like a sell signal is inevitable. That said, you could have a chance on the hourly. Gabriel says, will you give any idea on what you think, on what you 100% or the short is at the time, then we can gauge when to get out? No. Right? That's what a lot of people are afraid of. That one weakness in the chain is going to hurt the squeeze. I have my own idea of how to get out. Exit strategies, we've talked about how to build your own exit strategy, right? It usually involves either selling on the way down or selling in piecemeal on the way up and down. But every time you sell on the way up, you are hurting the chances of squeezing for someone else. So that's the prisoner's dilemma. You're holding on tight, and whoever lets go first ends up being greedy and rich. But the greedy and rich are likely going to be left behind at the very bottom of the beginning of the squeeze. Yeah, it doesn't seem related. Well, yeah, I agree. It doesn't seem super related. But it is fun. It's fun. It's fun to be able to now know that that's the stuff. That's something that happens, right? You probably didn't even know that Wells Fargo does this on a regular basis. But now you've learned it because you're watching some Andrew Mo Money right now. But also because of the GME AMC inspiration for everyone to get into the financial world. I think that's great. All right, folks. What kind of questions you guys have? Because I'm probably gonna do one more in terms of what I want to talk about in terms of the price action. And then we're gonna do a Ortex deep dive. So I need to start on that ASAP. Ashley Kitschy's in here. She was driving and basically missed everything. What was it about GME? It was that there's a convergence of T plus 35 and T plus 21 FTD cycles next week. That's going to be so many FTDs that possibly the new ICC, OCC, and DTCC regulations are going to put hedge funds in a really tough spot to be able to come up with the funds to stay liquid during next week's price action. If there's a spike like the one that we saw last week on AMC or GME, that might be it. That might be the end. Okay, so I'm gonna look at Ortex. I'm gonna look at usual strike options. Even have failure to deliver data here, which is very great. 100,000 expiring. That's why someone didn't want us to get up to 26,000 today, because that would have caused some delta hedging. Sorry. Someone didn't want AMC to get up to $13 today, because that would have caused some delta hedging. What platform was that cheat code algorithm? Says Israel Perez. Israel, you go down to the description, and then you Command F or Control F cheat code algorithm, and then you find it. It's on trading. It's on oh, this is Webull. It's on trading view, and you won't be able to get the most up-to-date version without clicking the link in the description. At the dentist right now and still have thumbs up on the stream. No, on the stream, no excuses. Angie, you need to get into radio. You got that smooth voice, perfect for the afternoon nap. Trey's Meatball sub. I'm here to be able to not only provide you the ASMR stock talk that you're looking for, but also to rock your socks with with revelations of the financial world. What else do they do on ASMR channels? I just got a new gorillionaire joining us from somewhere. Ronald Allen. Welcome to the Gorillionaire tier. I'm so glad you did it now, because I don't have to change the Patreon link. I am going to change it today, because you have access to not only my 6-figure portfolio, but you also now have access to Discord private servers to talk to me and get public shoutouts on the live streams. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty nifty deal. Welcome. Ooh, I should sell bumper stickers that say "Mo money for MOAS 2021" ticker symbol GME. I'm not sure if that is gonna be able to coherently tell anybody anything. That's a fun phrase. AP Stone says, during the squeeze of this past, this will not be like one and done. They will rip and fall, so multiple chances to take profits along the way. JP Stone understands the mechanics of a squeeze. Oh. Great. John S. got a Webull response already. That was fast. I've wanted to create like a stock market for kids for the longest time and call it Stock Puppets. I pitched the idea. It wasn't originally for kids, but now it is. As of me saying it right now, it is. I originally pitched the idea to Andre Zick back when I was looking at like other finance YouTubers, and he commented like, "That's funny, haha." But that comment got like hundreds of likes, so people like the idea of Stock Puppets. So one of these days, if you're a production crew that is looking for a minor, very, very minor YouTube persona to host a investment channel for like elementary school to like middle school, I guess all the way to high school, education platform called Stock Puppets, where we introduce stock concepts but with puppets. Hit me up. I'm only half kidding. All right, let's do that video of AMC and GME updates. First things first, I need to make this one big grid. Okay, then I need to zoom out. On the daily, we can look a little bit more about what price action we're actually looking for. That's not a very straight line. That's almost good. Oh my god, I keep missing. This is it. Yes! Boom. So good. Bob Lewis says, my meatball mug is nice. Can we get some different coffee merch mugs? Thanks. You know what, Bob? For you, I'm going to be doing it right after this live stream. I'm going to add it to my calendar. Add more mug merch to store. AndrewMoMoney.com. Always be plugging. I would definitely allow Trey to brand the show in which the two of us come together as Trey's meatball sub. There's no name, there's no Mo Money, there's no Andrew in there, but that's still perfect. Puppets for profit. AMC has a cup and handle on the 5-min. That handle cannot dip. I'm assuming you're talking about this as the handle. The handle cannot dip lower than the bottom of the. Are you talking about this? That's not a handle. I'm sorry. the right side of a cup is normally lower than the left side, or equal to. This is double the distance between the bottom of the cup from the left to the right side. So that's too that's the too disparate of a signal to consider as a cup and handle here. But good. So you're doing your own technical analysis now. If you want me to check on your own technical analysis, you go to Discord, go to the MoMonkey channel for members, and I'll talk directly about whether or not you think you're good. Aw, my 3-year-old watches Avial Scudero. That's such a good story. Ben Ritter says, I work for a game studio. We had an idea to make a stock market game for kids right up until someone said, so, baby's first gambling simulator, huh? It is gambling. The stock market is gambling. It's time to tell kids that, naughty words and creature comforts like a nice cup of coffee, a beer with the bruddies, bro buddies, is nothing to be afraid of. Just like stock market, shouldn't be anything to be afraid of. I was so afraid of the stock market as a kid because my dad never touched it. This is a good time to learn a little bit more about me with 19 minutes left. My dad never trusted the stock market. He always thought it was gambling, which it is. It is. But only if you're day trading. Day traders are literally gambling, especially if you day trade options often. Well, the other side of that is that a safe investment in a blue chip or something that is going to have a growth upside, that's an investment for the future against inflation. Because if you are putting your money under your mattress, you are gambling against you are gambling with the US dollar. And I have to tell you right now, if you just take a look at inflation over the years, that's not a good bet. Okay. That double top looks exactly the same. You mean over here? That's because there's some serious manipulation at 61.8% retracement. I'm going to cover all that in just a second. So this is the downtrend breakout here. We're bouncing currently between these two. I'm just gathering my thoughts to make sure I can coherently speak and put this video together. EMC, EPS price divergence. Sell. What is the rating right now? This. Okay, 4 sell, 4 hold, 1 buy. Return potential -61. Okay, let's go back to the short interest chart. Seems like people are pretty torn up against what is happening with AMC. I'm a little bit torn up too because looking at the short interest continue to. I'm just wondering what exactly is happening here. I already read this article. Godzilla vs. Kong success, a good omen for movie industry. Hold on. Not just GameStop, WallStreetBets, Target, Melvin Capital closed all public short positions in Q1. No. No, Melvin has covered public public short positions. Hold on, Melvin closed short positions Q1. This is the FUD that we don't want to see, Benzinga. Oh no. Not just GameStop closed out of all of its public short positions in Q1. Hold on, I'm just making sure. Money is a collective delusion. That's pretty great, Joseph, actually. Okay. Not just GameStop. Hedge fund Melvin Capital has at the heart of GameStop core short squeeze frenzy earlier this year, closed all of its public positions in the first quarter. Uh-oh. Okay. Is this what Trey was angry about earlier today? What was he angry? Jesus, that article is from 2018. It's straight up FUD. From 2018? This is from today. Read the article. I will. One sec. Fake article. Aurora says about financial literacy. I agree. Harry says something about shill sniffing dog. Yeah, can shill sniffing dog tell me whether or not this is whoa, hold on. 1260 AMC. Okay, it's 5 cents, guys. That's FUD. Okay, they talked about this yesterday. It's total BS. Okay, thank you. 2018 FUD. Click the link. Okay, don't. So, okay, good. Hivemind coming in here. 13F is trash. That's hyperlinked. Oh, beautiful. Okay, well that's good then. Now I have an actual video to write. So, come on. It is reported. Hold on a sec. Melvin. According to Melvin's recent 13F filing with the SEC. Well, then give me the hyperlink. Fake news from 2018. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to collect the video here because I'm actually running out of time. 46. They provide no proof of closing positions. Yeah, I need to see the SEC 13F. 13F. Melvin Capital. That's AMCX. Oh. Oh. Now we're actually learning. Hold on. Oh yeah, here. This is AMCX. Wait, is this just a big mistake? This isn't even the right stock. That's hilarious. Okay, so hold on. I'm here looking at Whale Wisdom. Download the 13F summary. Melvin Capital's 13F. Give it to me. Whoa, it opens up an Excel sheet. Uh-oh. Didn't think it was actually going to give it to me. Wow. It's AMCX, not AMC. Oh, I'm running out of time. I might have to make this video afterwards. Okay, let's just refer to this as FUD for now. It's so FUD, it's chocolate. Oh man. Okay, well good. So there it is. It's in blue on the second sentence in article. Thank you. So let's see. Hedge funds, blah blah blah. What happened? Melvin exited all SPY positions. Okay, that's the second sentence. Oh, you're talking about this, right? I already see it. I already highlighted it. AMCX. Corporate press. There's a Reddit post explaining it. Let me just find that. That'll make things easier. I wish I could stay, but I have a 2 o'clock, so it's my bad. Okay, I'm gonna search Melvin. That'll probably be good enough. This is real fake news. I mean, I'm just very surprised that this is actual fake news. Melvin 13F filing is inaccurate. Here it is. All this means that they requested confidential treatment on all their put positions again. Oh, great. Move did not cover their shorts, but are hiding their puts from the public. Oh, great. Thank you, Auto Drafter 2020. Okay, so in that case, I have just enough time to cover all of this. Here we go, ready? Ladies and gents, I really had no idea that real fake news is among us right here. But we have multiple sources giving Meatball a treat, but also multiple sources telling us that Melvin Capital closed out of its short positions in the first quarter, which, if true, would be some serious FUD and would hurt the confidence of many people in the stock. That's why it's not true. That's why we're giving you guys the bullish AF report on AMC and GME right now. Melvin had a major short position. That's the start of all of this. They are the OG bad guy when it comes to hedge funds versus the little guys versus the ape investors here. Not only is institutional investor reporting on this, but we're also seeing Benzinga report on this here. GameStop Corporation, Melvin Hedge Fund, Melvin Capital Management, at the heart of GameStop Core, short squeeze frenzy, closed out all of its public short positions in the first quarter. This includes GameStop, AMC Networks. Wait, what the heck is AMCX? That's not even the right. That's not even the right ticker symbol. Benzinga, come on. Let's actually give you a little bit of insight into why the 13F is inaccurate and the trends and data that you need to understand, right? We might have taken a look at Ortex at the short interest changing from the scanner that we trust, right? The one that scans over 85% of the market and tells us whether or not the short interest truly is changing, down from above 20% the week before and now showing us decreasing numbers each and every day. This would be some serious FUD if we didn't have warriors, heroes like Auto Drafter 2020. So give them a thumbs up there. The article is going to be in the description down below. And if this video isn't quite up to 1,500 likes yet, go ahead and drop a like on this video to show it to the fake news spreaders, to tell them that no, you are not going to stand. We are going to put out this video to strongly shout from the tops of the heavens, hey, you are picking on the wrong guy here. And if you don't see 1,500 likes yet, comment out which like you are, and here we go. Melvin Capital previously showed a 6 million put position on GME. On the 13F filing they released today, this position is nowhere to be found. Here's a little thumbs up for Auto Drafter 2020. Does this mean that Melvin covered? No. All this means is that they requested confidential treatment on all their put positions again. You can see they did this with the previous filing. Melvin chose to redact large put positions from their previous 13F filing by requesting confidential treatment on them. Well, the SEC denied their confidential treatment request and they were forced to amend their 13F filings with these put positions nearly 2 months after the original filing. All they did was then kick the can down the road, and the SEC works about as fast as the DMV. So it took them about 2 months to deny their request. Now Melvin has done the exact same thing with this filing. They have simply redacted all of their put positions from this 13F filing, requested confidential treatment from the SEC on all these positions, and will wait another 2 months before they have to amend them again. From their previous filing, just read the blueprint here. Well, don't read the blueprint, read this. This filing lists securities holdings reported on the Form 13F filed February 16th pursuant to a request for confidential treatment and for which certain holdings were voluntarily withdrawn from the confidential treatment request. This comes back to data transparency, being able to not withhold this kind of information. That would really be important since we're putting all of our money, all of our attendees, all of our attention on these stocks to not be able to, voluntarily retract information, kind of like retracting bad report card information. Yeah, we're all really looking for you to be transparent on this in order to get into the college of your dreams, Melvin. Seems like you're going to state school. Not that there's anything wrong with that, Melvin. A lot of folks are saying, but put positions don't really matter. This is mostly true. However, on the flip side, there are a lot of apes who think Melvin may have closed their positions because of this. And the point of this post is to prove they didn't. Their puts very well could have been expired, but it's certainly not a coincidence that all of their put positions mysteriously disappeared at the same time. Too long didn't read. Melvin did not cover their shorts. They're hiding their puts from the public. And this isn't just the only this isn't just the only point that we're trying to make here, right? These are put positions here. You can also look on Superstonk yourself to be able to take a sneaky peek at how Melvin is able to play around with 13F forms at any time they want. Right? So it looks like Melvin has something to hide. They requested confidential filings of ownership in the latest 13F amendment, right? Melvin's long portfolio is up, blah, 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 in Q1 2021. So using that link in the description, we'll be able to get you halfway to the research that you need to do. Be able to jump on the boat of financial literacy, of passive income, and of financial freedom. The downtrend that I drew here, this blue line, is the one that is following from 100% Fibonacci retracement at the beginning of January squeeze, all the way down to the price action we're currently experiencing directly on and slightly below the 50% retracement at 1280. And so right now is a critical level of support, because if we can return back to 61.8, that is the level that we rejected at the March squeeze. This price action here for AMC was where we were looking strongly for a sign that we can build more momentum past this level. Now, since that Thursday rip from last week, caused by good old silverback Adam Aaron, as well as frenzied buying from hashtag AM Squeeze going to #1 trending on Twitter, we had a brand new level of support that I drew here. It acted as support briefly and then plummeted below, and now acts as our brand new resistance. At the very least, in terms of the cosmic speed limits, this is far into the next level of retracement here, which we are, let me actually get rid of this so we can take a look. Boom, 78.6%. So one of the other things that we want to focus on is the fact that we have been able to break out of this downtrend. And again, we were following the track of how to squeeze with these two bottom rules that I wrote out. 2 ways to squeeze. #1, just get the price action up as high as possible, causing gamma to start squeezing itself through delta hedging, or causing margin calls, which we saw a good amount of last week when the price action of the market and AMC and GME were running inverse to each other, right? That's a good sign that a couple of smaller firms that are short AMC and GME started to get margin called. The 240% cost to borrow was also a red flag. The other way is to start raising those requirements, which I just put out a video about. So if you guys haven't seen that one, about what the SEC is planning to do, what the DTCC is planning to do, they're working in tandem after that congressional hearing to try and end this risky rehypothecation business, this risky counterfeit shorting business, by taking it into their own hands. Let's see. The only things that I want to be able to also keep in mind for you as guys is that if we take a look at GME's price action here, we can draw the exact same downtrend to be able to take a look at where GME is going to have moments of strength here. This downtrend also tracks piece by piece, but you'll notice that we don't have a breakout here until very recently. We are now forcing GME's price action to start having its own breakout from this 0% retracement here and try to retake the 23.6% at 230. So that is still $60 away. But we do have very few levels of resistance between our price action here and that level of retracement. The last time we were at 61.8 was also during the March squeeze, but only momentarily. We rose to 350 and then slammed back down to earth at 170. And if you guys don't want to be able to restrict yourself when the next squeeze happens, then make sure that you have taken a chance to look at Webull and given yourself 2 free stocks in the meantime. That's that link in the description down below, as well as being able to consider supporting the show by pressing that join button next to the subscribe button, or by pressing the Patreon link in the description below. Thank you guys for joining in, and as always, we'll see you in the money. Peace. Okay, so let's actually go back here and answer one final question. Trace Meatball sub. They're gonna he's gonna drop a like on that shirt. Let's see. Hold on a second. Anybody still concerned about FUD? Let me know. At Diego Cerda says, please do not title your next video as Melvin has covered. No, I'm not going to do that. Don't worry, guys. I have learned many lessons, one of which is don't F with a question that is clearly answered in the video, right? Anytime there's a question mark, it's because there is still a question of whether or not it's happened, and this time, there's no question. Francisco Rivera says, bought some more during the dip. Okay. I thought Meatball was going to bark, but I guess not. So in that sense, guys, I do have to run to my 2 o'clock. Thank you guys so much for being yourselves, chilling with us today, and we'll see you guys in the next After Hours stream. Love you guys. Peace. Have a good one, guys.